fellas. I'm a volunteer in Cusco, Peru at a medical clinic. It's called Wanjak, and I've been here for about 7 weeks. I have 2 more weeks left. And I'm from New Haven, Connecticut. I volunteered here because I wanted to go to South America because Spanish is one of the languages that I'm not fluent, but I know well enough to come here and be able to speak to people at the clinic. I've been wanting to go to Machu Picchu my entire life, and I also really wanted to hike in the Andes Mountains. And so Cusco seemed like the perfect fit. I work in the Topico department, so it's mostly people coming in who either need vaccinations or they need stitches or just need their cuts. Nothing serious, nothing, emergency, needs immediate attention. So I basically just help the nurses there, assist them with what they're doing. I didn't have any expectations, I think. I think that's probably a good thing because I don't think I would have liked to come here with expectations because I would have felt disappointed. But I think I expected mostly that I would just be more shadowing the nurses because I'm not actually a nurse. I haven't even gone to nursing school yet. So I am more just helping out with basic tasks, and I didn't expect to do much more than that, and sometimes I do more than that, which is great. So it actually raises my expectations a little bit of what I do every day. Yeah, time doesn't have the same meaning as it does in the US. So I think it's interesting to adapt to that. It's like everything's a little calmer. And people are very warm and friendly here. But they also have the tendency to be very blunt sometimes, and they don't mean to offend you or anything, but that's just how they are. And so you have to kind of get accustomed to that as well. There was a little boy, he was like 3 years old, I think. He came in, he was just sobbing. This poor kid he cut his hand really badly, and they were trying to clean it, but he just wasn't having it. He was crying so hard. And so his mom, the other nurses said, go get him like a lollipop or candy. And so his mom got him a lollipop, and the nurses gave it to him and were distracting him with it. And I noticed that's what they do with other kids too. They're like, oh, let me distract you with candy, or which I feel like is probably kind of universal in medical work. And so he was distracted by the lollipop. He kept looking at it, and then unwrapped it and was eating it. And then he remembered that his hand hurt, so he started crying again. But he still had the lollipop in his mouth, and so he was just just sobbing with this lollipop in his mouth. It was just a ridiculous sight. But that was also one of my favorite memories, probably because he came back a couple of days later, and then like a week later, and his hand was healed, and so I was like, oh, that's so nice. The travel around here is incredible. I think one of my favorite memories was going to the ruins at Pisac. I didn't go with a tour, I just went with my friend, and we just didn't really know what we were doing. We were like, oh, let's take a cab. We have no idea. We didn't really look up what we were supposed to do beforehand. It was very like, oh, let's make decisions right now for travel. And we went, and it was incredible. It was so beautiful. And I love the mountains, because I went to school in Colorado, so I have that affection for the mountains here. I really recommend coming. It's so beautiful here. There's so much to do. There's so many trips you can take. It seems like Cusco is kind of like a main hub for you can take a bus to a lot of different destinations and enjoy that. And then also the culture here is so great, and they seem to appreciate volunteers here. So I'd say go for it. Come to Cusco.